I cheated on my loving wife and married my affair partner, but karma struck back when I learned my best friend married her. How did this happen? I thought I had it all figured out when I left Kristen for my coworker Mackenzie in 2020. We'd been married 8 years, but Kristen had become so focused on her marketing career, working late nights, always stressed about deadlines. Mackenzie was the complete opposite, spontaneous, always laughing, made me feel young again. The affair started innocently enough. Coffee breaks turned into lunch meetings, then after-work drinks. Mackenzie would text me cute messages throughout the day while Kristen was buried in spreadsheets. I convinced myself I deserved happiness. When I finally told Kristen, she just stared at me for the longest time. No screaming, no throwing things. She quietly asked if I was sure, and when I said yes, she nodded and said she'd contact a lawyer. The whole divorce was eerily civil. Kristen took it professionally, but I could see the hurt in her eyes. She moved 4 hours away to Portland, got a big promotion at a tech company. Through mutual friends, I heard she was doing yoga, traveling, seemed to be rebuilding her life beautifully. Meanwhile, my exciting new marriage was becoming a disaster. Mackenzie turned out to be impulsive in all the wrong ways, maxing out credit cards on shopping sprees, picking fights with my parents at family dinners, getting jealous if I even mentioned Kristen's name. The spontaneity I found attractive became chaos. My best friend Aaron had been friends with both of us since college. During the divorce, he stayed completely neutral, which I respected. We'd still grab beers every few weeks, so he seemed more distant. I figured he was just uncomfortable with the situation. 2 years into my marriage with Mackenzie, things were falling apart. She'd moved out twice, came back, moved out again. We were seeing a marriage counselor who basically told us we were incompatible. I started wondering if I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. Last month, Mackenzie finally filed for divorce papers. I was honestly relieved. The constant drama was exhausting. I found myself thinking about Kristen more and more. Her calm energy, how she used to make Sunday morning pancakes, the way she'd curl up next to me reading books while I watched sports. I started considering reaching out to her. Maybe enough time had passed. Maybe she'd forgiven me. Maybe we could at least be friends again, and who knows what might develop from there. That's when Aaron texted, asking if I wanted to meet for lunch. He seemed nervous when I arrived, kept checking his phone, fidgeting with his napkin. We made small talk about work, but I could tell something was on his mind. Listen, I need to tell you something important, he finally said, looking uncomfortable. I'm getting married next month. I was surprised. Aaron had been perpetually single for years, always saying he was too busy with his engineering job to date seriously. I congratulated him, asked about the bachelor party, joked about finally settling down. Who's the lucky woman? I asked, genuinely curious. Anyone I know? Aaron's face went pale. He pulled out his phone with shaking hands, turned it toward me to show his lock screen photo. My heart stopped. It was Kristen. My Kristen. She was wearing a simple white sundress, laughing at something off camera, her hair longer than I remembered, looking radiant and genuinely happy in a way I hadn't seen in years. She said yes last week, Aaron said quietly, his voice barely above a whisper. I wanted you to hear it from me first, before you saw it on social media or heard from someone else. I stared at the photo, unable to speak. Kristen looked so beautiful, so content. Aaron was looking at me with a mixture of guilt and defiance. How long? I managed to ask. We started talking about a year after your divorce was final, he said, just as friends at first. She was going through a tough time, needed someone to listen. We got closer gradually. I've been in love with her for 2 years now. The irony hit me like a truck. The woman I threw away for a temporary thrill had found real, lasting love with my best friend. And looking at that photo, seeing how genuinely happy she looked, I couldn't even be angry. I had destroyed the best thing in my life for someone who turned out to be completely wrong for me. And Kristen had moved on to find something beautiful with someone who actually deserved her. She deserves better than I ever gave her, I finally said. Aaron nodded. She does, and she's found it.